Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and this is day 11 of 30 Days Lost in Space. Now, as ever, I'll let Alex do his quick introduction, then we'll come back and I'll show you what I've already built.
Hi, incoming transmission once again from Adventure Corp. This is Alex. I have just received from your ship a little bit of incoming news from your transmission system. I have just realized how insecure your ship actually is right now. I know you're using a fairly older model, which might have something to do with it, but there is a lot of security flaws and issues with the access to getting into your ship and all of its resources. And with that being said, you are now currently protected still under a lot of water. But once you get up to the surface, I've realized a small problem, and that's that if you don't fix these security issues, you're going to have a little bit of a problem with potentially aliens breaking in or something, because that's obviously a possibility. We don't know what is on the planet above.
And I've already done the wiring, which was basically just wiring up. This is basically twice as big as it needs to be for this particular part. We're just using these first 8 wires, which go on 8 pins. I'll show you quickly what it looks like underneath. They're just pins that stick up, sort of the opposite of what we've been dealing with so far on the board. And the other end of this wire, because these are just sockets obviously, the other end of this wire are pins, and I've just put those in there, as he said, from pin 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. That's all of the building. The component that we're dealing with today is a little keypad. It's a 16 button keypad. Each button has a nice, near clicking, look. Lovely push button switch. 16 of them. So most of today's build is going to be not building but coding again, which seems to be the basis of this course, which is fine. This is what I wanted to learn. So I shall switch away from this, come to my coding screen, and we'll see what we can learn. Okay, this is the code provided, which I've just copied and pasted in. So I'm just going to go through it and try and see if I can figure out and remember exactly what he said it's all about. Now, the main addition to this day's build is what's called libraries. As you'd imagine, a library is exactly what a library is. It's a collection of information. This one's called keypad, keypad.h. I'm not sure why .h, but it is. That's what it is. So the library for the keypad, because it's the keypad we're going to be using. Now, the constant byte, we're setting up how big the keypad is. It's got 4 rows and 4 columns. So, yes, that makes sense to me. Understandably, it's a 4x4 keypad, so that's what it is. Now, we're using the character setting because we're using numbers and letters. And we're setting the buttons in rows and columns, and we're just putting them out as they appear on the keypad. So the keypad is going to be from the top left, 1, 2, 3, then A. The second row is going to be 4, 5, 6 and B, 7, 8, 9 and C, and so on. Therefore, you can call them whatever you like, but for the sake of this, we're doing a security panel. So it makes sense to lay it out like you would expect a security panel to be. Now, this is, again, setting up the byte is another cool sort of command. We're calling the row pins in the rows. These are the pins that they're connected to. So we've got 9, 8, 7 and 6. Column pins, we've got 5, 4, 3 and 2. Now, the way this is wired up is a little bit strange. I'll show you what I mean by switching down to the other camera. Right, now this is labelled, as you can just about see. Well, you can see even better if I make it bigger for you. S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6, S7, S8. It's the metallic reflections are messing around with the focusing. But there we go. They're labelled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, going across that way. But the way it's wired up in the build, if I can get you back to where I am, is actually having it that way around. Now, that is messing with me. I don't like it, because it's not how I have it on the bench, it's not how it's labelled and everything else. So what I'm going to do is try and figure out, again, as a learning experience for me, which this is all about, I'm going to see, I'm sure it's to do with how we've labelled the row pins and the columns. Obviously these are the 8 connections that we've made. So we're saying that the rows are on 9, 8, 7 and 6. So that's the top 4. And they are wired and going to rows. I think if I call them the columns instead of the rows, and the other way round, I think that will switch it round. It might make it upside down. I might have to do some more to mess around with that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that down to there. And then I'm going to copy that in place of that. And then obviously delete that as well. I should have moved it rather than copied it, but there we go. Get rid of one of those. So I've changed the coding from what they are saying, which might well stuff me up for tomorrow. But we'll see if that does what I think it does. I have tested it as wired as they said, and it works as they're saying. So let's see if my change has done anything. Now it says here, using the keypad.h library, we're going to define a custom keypad. It needs to know the following: what the keys are, a 2D array of characters, which is the character bit, what pins are being used, which I've just told it and adjusted, and how many rows there are, how many columns for. Right, so then keypad, because it's gone orange, because that's now calling the library, which the library you can see up here is in orange as well. Now we're making a custom keypad variable, which is going to be using keypad, and make key map is a file, a program that's already in the keypad library, and we're using the buttons, row pins, column pins, rows and columns. So that's a pre-programmed setting that we're basically just activating and using that. So down here in the void loop, when we make a character from the custom key, we're getting the key, which is another sort of call to the library. I don't know exactly what it does. It's obviously very complicated, and well, very complicated for me. So I'm just taking it as we're using a program that they've already written in the library. So yes, obviously we're starting the serial to get the serial display back up, because we need that. We need the serial monitor to be able to show us what we're doing at the moment. And we're making a loop down here. So we're getting the key, and we're looking at the key, and if the custom key is, we don't have to say anything. If it's anything other than not pressing a key, we're printing the custom key, and then with the ln command we're going to the next line. So basically on the keypad it will sit there doing nothing at all until we press a button, and when we press a button it will give us the letter which we set up in the top here, the number or letter denoting that key. What I'm actually going to do is save this. I'll go back to the original one and show you how it actually works, and then come back to this and see if it does work how I think it should. Okay, that's still the code from last time, which is why it's just flashing up 100%. So if I upload the new code, obviously it's going to be okay because I haven't changed anything from their published code. And we'll clear the output just to make sure we're doing what we're doing. Right, if I push the button that's in top left, we get a star. If I go across that top row, that's what we get, 741, because it's turned round. If I turn it round and press top left, we get 1. And if I go across there, 23A, exactly as advertised. So I'm now going to reload. I'm I can open my other code, which is here. If I shut that one down, then that should switch up to my code with the numbers replaced. We'll try and upload it. It's not going to cause an error, hopefully. No. But if I now push the top right button, which was a 1, it now brings up a 1, which is not what I wanted. We've got A, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's reversed. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'll show you on the bench what I've been doing. This is now 1. This is 2. This is 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 down there. So by changing that number like that, I've changed the rows. So it's... No, I haven't changed the rows. I thought I changed the rows to be different, but I haven't. Right, I'm going to play around with it and figure out what I need to do to get it to do what I need it to do, if you know what I mean. And I know I said do a lot of times then, but I'll be back momentarily and have it the right way round. Right, I had to reverse the numbers in the column pins, which makes sense to me because that's now calling the first column 6, 7, 8, and 9. Those are still that way round. I tried reversing them and it made it upside down, which would make sense because I don't need to interfere with the rows. So let me go to the split screen and you can just about see the numbers there, hopefully. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 on there. I'll switch back there so you can see. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. A, B, C, and D down the right hand side. So that has changed the orientation of the keyboard to how I'd like it to be. So that will do. That's all we have to do today. Tomorrow we're going to be introducing more things, but Alex will tell you about that now. But once he's finished, it will be the end. So I shall say, I'll see you soon, or tomorrow in fact, for day 12. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.
Because now we can utilize this logic to do something cool and interesting, which is going to be, for tomorrow and the next couple of days, we will be continually putting more logic into securing your ship so that you don't get the alien invasions when you get back up onto the surface, if that becomes an issue. Well, so with that being said, tomorrow is going to be a little bit different, actually. We got a new part that we're going to be plugging in finally and using. It's my favorite part, by the way. It's known as a passive buzzer, and with that, we can make a little bit of tunes and tones and etc. We can make some noise. So I'm looking forward to that, and shortly after that, we'll connect that up with security system that we hope to get done by the end of the week. So look forward to the introduction of the buzzer passive tomorrow. Without further ado, this has been Alex, and I'm out.